Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maria. If you watched this video and you enjoy it, don't be shy, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for any future videos on narcissistic abuse recovery and complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Today we are going to get into the topic of scapegoats, and we're going to talk about, from one scapegoat to the other, how a scapegoat actually feels inside. So just like you, when I started my healing journey, I would watch a ton of YouTube videos on the narcissist, narcissistic abuse, triangulation, narcissistic family dynamics, the scapegoat role, the golden child role, the invisible child role. I was trying to piece it all together and figure out what exactly happened. Why was I feeling this guilt inside? Why was I feeling such inner turmoil? And why was I getting into these narcissistic love relationships? So we all start in the same place, right? We get into YouTube videos and we dive into it and we try to relate to something and get that validation that we're looking for, to understand that someone else feels the way that we feel. You know, as I do these videos about scapegoats, I just want you to understand that when you watch these videos that other people put out about a scapegoat role and what that actually means and how that feels, it's really important to be watching videos by someone who was actually a scapegoat themselves. Sometimes I watch these people and they tell me how scapegoats really feel, and I think to myself, I need to know that you were in that role, because if you weren't, I don't know that I can trust that you really understand how a scapegoat feels and how we actually wander around this earth, how we navigate through life, and what our healing journey has looked like. What are we actually healing from? Okay, so from someone who is a scapegoat, let's talk about how a scapegoat actually feels. So if you are a scapegoat in the role of narcissistic family dynamics, then you might feel like no one understands. You're the only one. No one else can possibly understand how you are feeling at any given moment. You may deal with a lot of guilt. You may deal with shame on a daily basis. You may navigate through this world thinking to yourself, there is something internally wrong with me. I don't know what it is. The reason we feel this way as scapegoats is because a narcissistic parent or caretaker, whoever they may have been in your childhood, did not self-reflect. They did not feel good about themselves. There was something going on within them. You are now their child. You are now an extension of them. They want you to feel as bad as they feel. Because they cannot self-reflect and change what's going on inside of them, they now blame you. You are now the brunt of the reason as to why they are feeling so bad inside. That's why we walk around with all this guilt, and we walk around with this shame, and we're constantly thinking, what's wrong with me? Blaming ourselves for everything that's going on, taking the blame for other people's problems all the time. Because simply put, that is what we're used to. That's how we're used to feeling. A scapegoat constantly walks around wondering what other people think of them. Is someone mad at me? What do other people think about me? Did I do something wrong? Are they angry with me? Was it my fault? Scapegoats also walk into a room and they scan the room. They scan for any risk, anyone that could be a problem, anyone that could be a potential abuser, something that could be unsafe that's going on around them. So imagine working whatever profession you might have, and every time you go into a room, you are literally scanning that room for a threat. So you kind of live in this fight or flight. You are always on just watch around you for who could hurt you. And you do this out of a sense of protection, to protect yourself. This uses up a lot of energy. A lot of scapegoats are people that need time alone. They need time in nature. They absolutely have to recharge. A lot of scapegoats are empaths. They pick up on other people's energies and their feelings, and they take them on as if they were their own. Someone became an empath because they were a child. I think of it like they were sitting around a dinner table and they had to scan the table, and they memorized people's mannerisms, how they ate, the tone of their voice, when they were going to be questioned. They were protecting themselves. The scapegoat is constantly protecting themselves from future abuse because you never really know where it's coming from. It's emotional abuse. So this is kind of the way in which a scapegoat walks around on this earth. These are some of the kindest, most empathetic people that you can deal with. They're a little bit on the side of being different. They do not convey to the norms of society. They do not completely mesh in with everyone else. They're risk takers sometimes. They're people that did not get manipulated by their narcissistic family dynamics, whoever that person was in their family. They didn't conform to what that person wanted them to become. They were different. They were the outcast. So a lot of times this person is going to fill those roles in society as well. They may not fit in, but they will always be loyal and looking out for your best interest. A scapegoat is someone that may not completely believe they can accomplish all of the goals that they have in life. They may have this kind of dark cloud hovering over them with this negative inner critic telling them, you're not good enough to accomplish that. You're not smart enough to accomplish that. They may beat themselves up a lot and hold themselves into a place where they could have been capable had they had people behind them encouraging them in childhood to do better and telling them that they could do anything they wanted to do. But instead, they're holding themselves in a place of lacking, where they're thinking, I am not good enough. I am never going to be able to accomplish these goals that I have in my life. So a scapegoat might have a hard time going out there and building that business and putting everything they have into it, only because they truly have an inner voice in their mind telling them that they will fail. A scapegoat is someone that may constantly feel like they want to run away. They may be in this flight trauma response. They may have had problems with drugs or alcohol, not because they're some sort of loser, but because they just need a break from those inner critic thoughts, the compulsive thoughts, the limbic system trauma loop that replays the trauma over and over again. Those thoughts of people are mad at me, they don't like me, I'm on the outside, I'm not good enough, I'm not a part of anything, I'm on my own. So a lot of times scapegoats go into that flight trauma response and they use the drugs and the alcohol because it gives them a break in their mind to not think. Of course you like the feelings of the drugs and the alcohol, literally because it's giving your mind a break. But of course we run into addiction issues. When we become addicted to something, it ends up being a bigger problem than even running away from the thoughts. It becomes now a health concern. It becomes counteractive with actually healing, because drugs and alcohol affect the limbic system in the mind. They affect the memory. They affect all of the same parts of the brain that the emotional abuse affects. So it ends up working against you, that flight trauma response. A scapegoat gets to the part where all they want is freedom from compulsive thoughts in their mind, and they want peace in their life. They don't want gifts. They don't want money. They want peace. When you are living in your mind in the way that a scapegoat lives in your mind, peace is a dream for you. Some people dream about nice cars and nice houses. A scapegoat just wants peace. So in order to get peace, you have to go no contact. So peace comes in the form of losing contact with family members. Sometimes this means all of your family members. We have the narcissistic parent, caretaker, siblings, but then we also have the flying monkeys. This could be anybody that the narcissist has touched. Sometimes it seems safer to not have any of these people around you because your peace is what you're protecting. It's a strange way to walk around this earth knowing that you are more at peace when you don't have a family, when you create your own family within friendships, which takes some time. So you get to holidays and you have to see all of these other families together and happy, and they say family is everything. And here, to gain your peace, you had to go no contact with everyone. That's a very strange way of navigating through this life. This is why being a scapegoat feels so isolating. It feels like you're the only one. It feels like everyone else has a family that's healthy, and you tend to be alone a lot. A scapegoat is someone that bears the weight of a lot of other people's insecurities. You know, in society, we create scapegoats. When someone doesn't want to self-reflect, they tend to blame someone else for what happened. This could even be in sports. If a team does terrible one season, they may fire the coach. The coach then becomes the scapegoat. He becomes the reason as to why the team did not do well. So when we're talking about scapegoating people in society, it isn't fair and it isn't nice that we do that we scapegoat certain people if we have participated in that. But when we're talking about scapegoating a child or a person in a narcissistic family dynamic, we're talking about we are treating someone differently from a time when they are born, when they are a child, when they should have been given love and hope. We are treating them as if there is something wrong with them or they are a burden. And when someone, even one person in a narcissistic family dynamic does that, and the scapegoated child is not protected by the narcissistic parent or by a parent in general, the scapegoated child believes it. This is what causes these limiting beliefs that they have about themselves growing up, and this turmoil in their mind, until they get to the point where they have to look inside and dissect why they have these beliefs about themselves. Go no contact and really work on themselves. So as someone who is the scapegoat of my family, I want to just share with you something that really helped me in my healing journey, because all of these things that I have talked about, I've dealt with them and I still deal with some of them. They're just not so terrible. I've just kind of accepted that this is how the family dynamic is. This is the role that they put me in it. And I'm at peace with that because now I have tools to overcome and I found my peace, right? But I just want to explain to you how important my faith was in my healing journey. I have another video that Jesus was the ultimate scapegoat, and he was. Jesus was shunned even since a child, beaten up, talked down to, and when he stepped out and started talking about the word of God to other people, people looked at him like he was an imposter. They looked at him like he was crazy. They didn't want to believe that he was who he was saying that he was. And I understand that it wasn't believable. But when he started showing these miracles along the way, healing people's illnesses, curing the blind, allowing people to walk who have never walked before, and people still didn't believe who he was. He ended up dying because of this scapegoat role that he was in. But he never lost who he was. He never lost his true identity. And we walk around this earth as scapegoats. And if you're a scapegoat, it was very hard for you to even find your identity because we grew up blaming everything on ourselves. So what's the difference? I truly believe in this healing journey that rooting your identity in who God believes you are, rather than in who man believes you are, will save your life. Because who God believes you are is perfect the way you are. The sooner a scapegoat can accept that they are perfect in God's eyes, they can believe that they have a purpose on this earth. They don't have to change or conform to the norm of society. They can literally be who they are and be accepted and know that they have a family, they have a father, and they have someone who will unconditionally love them. They never have to feel lonely. And I just wanted to add that to this video because that's been the basis of my healing journey. And I know a lot of people that don't believe in Jesus and don't believe in God in general. And to me, that would be very difficult because I don't know who you would root your identity in and feel as if you belong if you didn't belong to someone, let alone the most powerful person that has ever walked this earth. Okay, guys, I'll let you go there. But I just wanted to explain to you what has really helped me being the scapegoat in my family. And if you feel like you have felt these other things that I've talked about in this video, do me a favor and leave me a message in the comments because it can be a really lonely place as a scapegoat in this world. And I love scapegoats. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't be shy, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for any future videos on narcissistic abuse recovery and complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And as always, I wish you all the love in the world.